Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a capital-hungry New York scalping and analysis session. We had some technical difficulties this morning, so I couldn't start right at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, but we're just going to be starting now around 7:45. So basically, what we're going to be doing over the next hour, 2 hours, is breaking down the fundamentals and technicals across main trading pairs that we look at day in and day out, and mapping out some potential scalp trade ideas to use, of course, with the North American session volume. All right. So obviously, for the last period of days and weeks, what we've been primarily playing is the market fear. This market fear is, of course, what led to gold exploding so bullish. It's one of the reasons dollar went so bullish. It was the reason we had these fear spikes on the Japanese yen. It was also the reason volatility index went to peak these highs. So with the continued escalations with the Russia invasion of Ukraine, economic sanctions, sanction on Russian oil, and obviously everything going on from a Cold War front, this was the main reason gold exploded to previous all-time highs at 2075. Dollar continued bullish to 99.2. Japanese yen would have some short-term fear spikes, and volatility index pushed bullish as well. Okay, so what we have to understand is that the market moves in waves. You're not just going to have continued spurts of market fear and continuations on the upside on your safe havens. As you have a lot of the market fear get priced in, you can have pullback or corrective phases occur, which is completely normal. So what I mean by that is when we're looking at the US dollar here individually, it's completely normal when you see how the dollar trends and how it's been trending since June 2021, that anytime you have very significant higher highs printed, if you start to notice exhaustion from those highs and the fundamental catalysts that led to those highs being priced in, you can usually enter a pretty aggressive, pretty deep pullback phase, right? These pullback phases, these corrective phases, they don't break the overall bullish market structure. They don't shift the overall trend, but you just have that transaction of buyers taking profit, sellers jumping in hand, which creates that potential pullback. So now, when we're looking at something like the dollar, it's very interesting because the dollar is the world reserve currency and because it holds so much weight on a global scale, that at the same time the dollar peaked new intraday highs, we started to get some exhaustion here. And now that we're getting a pullback on the dollar, aka more short-term bearish moves on the dollar, you can see on our pairs like GBPUSD, Euro USD, we're getting a pullback from the lows. Right? So same type of idea. When you look at a pair like Euro USD, obviously we've been playing the overall bearish trend. It's been very easy to play the bearish trend with the war tensions, the weakness we had in Euro equity markets. Obviously your basket of risk currencies being a lot weaker. We impulsively dropped sellers in control, printing lower lows. But what we have to be careful about is every time a previous low is revisited or a significant low is created, it's not out of the ordinary to enter some type of corrective pullback phase that goes to collect more sell orders from better price points before continuing down with the overall trend. So what I want everybody to understand is that it does look like across the board, like when you're looking at GBP USD as well, we have the probability to be entering a short-term pullback phase, especially if we notice US dollar exhaustion continue through this session. Okay? So when we're looking at the recent fundamental points, obviously the Russia tensions are still active, but the majority has been priced into the markets. My expectations for today, this North American trading session, is slower volume, lower volatility, and seeing the major currency pairs or something like gold we trade just either ranging or being in a pullback phase. We can see the dollar index pulling back from its highs. We can see Japanese yen pairs and US dollar pairs pulling back from their lows in the short term. This is obviously in the short term going to keep equities having a bounce, US dollar short term bearish and Japanese yen short term bearish. We can see that here. We can see equities across the board having a little bit of a short term cat bounce when you're looking at the Eurozone overnight with UK equities, German DAX, and even US 30 failing to break previous lows. And when you look at US 30 movement individually, you have to understand that even when we've been entering this bearish corrective market and overall starting to edge our way to the downside, whenever we have these significant lows printed or previous lows revisited, if we don't break, then you have the potential of again seeing buyers grab that dip, entering a pullback phase before continuing our way down to the sell side. So one more time for the people in the back, because the YouTube audience is retarded, right? Remember, the main macro sentiment is fear. This is what kept gold so bullish. This is what kept the stock market more bearish. This is what kept GBP USD bearish, GJ bearish, Euro USD bearish, and its overall trend and structure. But the market moves in waves. It's very normal once you have very significant impulsive moves that if you can identify some exhaustion, you'll enter a corrective or potential pullback phase. Now, what I also want everybody to understand is when you're looking at the pullback phases, they're always a lot messier compared to the overall moves with the trend. Corrective phase being a consolidation here, corrective phase here being a consolidation, corrective phase here being a pullback. The moves with the overall trend are usually much cleaner, much more impulsive, leading into the lows, where the corrective phase usually ends up being a lot messier as you're doing a pullback to retest better sell areas before continuing back down bearish again. Okay? So as scalpers, as day traders, we have to make sure we adapt to the market waves accordingly, especially as a scalper. Because as a scalper, if you identify that, for example, Euro USD has probability to do a pullback from these lows, right? If you can identify Euro USD has a higher probability of doing a pullback from these lows with the exhaustion by sellers we're getting here, and the same time dollars doing a pullback from its highs, if you're a scalp trader playing Euro USD, just because the overall trend is bearish, you don't want to be selling during a pullback phase. And the pullback phases can be large, they can be small. Here you have a low printed. You don't want to just be selling here when you have almost 2 days of just doing a pullback before continuing down. Here you have the low printed. You don't want to be selling here during a pullback phase where we could easily go to revisit 1.10 before continuing down. Okay, same thing with gold. I want to show you guys something very interesting when you're analyzing gold. Gold's impulsive moves have had very correlated corrections, especially during the tensions regarding Russia. This is when Russia tensions first came to the table. You can see the difference in volume and volatility. Look how gold was trending from end of January to mid-February, where you had very normal bullish movement. But then when the Russia tensions really came into play, you started to get increases in volatility and volume, obviously having more liquidity pooling into a precious metal safe haven like gold. But what's very interesting is the pullbacks are always correlated to the impulsive moves that don't overall end up breaking bullish structure. This being when the Russia tensions were first coming to the table, this being when Russia was actually looking to physically invade and enter Ukraine, this correction being the following day, Joe Biden said we're not sending any US military troops, but that pullback was just a retest to revisit previous highs here, right? Any single larger bullish impulsive move on gold has had a pretty equal pullback that doesn't break the overall bullish market structure. and just goes to collect sell orders from better demanded price points before continuing up again. Right? So what I'm seeing now on gold today is that if we hold below 2010, which is going to be a key price point of interest, if we break below 2010, gold could easily come do deeper pullbacks to 2000, 1990 before collecting more buy orders in the market and continuing bullish again with the overall trend. Is everybody following along so far? Because remember, the way the market trends is when you have a trading asset that's being pooled into liquidity on the buy side, you have buyers enter from favorable lower demanded price points and zones. As the buyer liquidity extends up into new intraday highs and the fundamentals get priced in at that time, buyers take profit out of the market. As buyers take profit out of the market, sellers jump in hand to relieve them out of the market, creating these very aggressive pullback phases. The pullback phases don't break overall higher time frame structure, but as an intraday trader and scalp trader, when gold is in a pullback phase, you clearly don't want to be buying it then, right? You either want to adapt to the sell side scalps and play that short term because you can identify, wait a second, gold is clearly showing some exhaustion from highs, buyers taking profit, much stronger bearish price action. This is looking like gold's entering a pullback phase like it did here, a bit of a consolidation here, pullback here, pullback here, pullback here. Also, this pullback we're seeing on gold, if gold came all the way down to 1980 again, would it still be bullish on the higher time frame? Yes or no? If gold came down all the way to 1980, 1990, would the higher time frame still be respecting bullish market structure? Yes, right? And that pullback, even though it's extremely aggressive, even though it would be very large, it would be in relation to the huge upside move we had. You know what I mean? It'd be very similar to a situation like this. Or a situation like this. Or of course a situation like we can potentially see coming here. Right? So all I'm trying to get everybody to understand is this is the vicious beast, the beautiful beast that is gold. When the volatility and volume is higher and the market fear is present, of course you're going to have larger upside impulsive moves. But what we also have to identify as adaptive traders is when those buyers take profit and the fundamentals get priced in, you usually get equal pullbacks as well. Right? Whether it's on a smaller scale, whether it's on a larger scale. Even here, you can see the same idea even here, but it was just more of a wick, right? You had a huge impulsive bullish move. You actually get a pullback that's almost equal size, and then you continue up again. So if we come below 2010, start looking for some gold pullback sells. What we can see now is overnight we're starting to make some stronger lower time frame bearish market structure. This 7 a.m. Eastern candle just grabbed some liquidity to the upside here, rejected 2020, and if we now hold below 2010, there's a pretty favorable 30, 40, 50 pip range to at least go revisit these previous lows and highs to take advantage of a sell scalp coming up on gold. So when we're looking at the lower time frame right now, what I am really liking is that we had this upside move to grab some more sell side orders and fail to break. If we get 1 minute closures below 2010 here, I'm expecting at least 20, 30, 40 pip squeeze to take advantage of this move, which is now going to pretty much probably take place. All right, so keep an eye on this for the breakouts and of course the retests, and we're going to be looking at obviously New York session to come as well, because New York session just opened up. So this is just the New York open candle. You don't have to enter or rush it right away. Let's just see. Obviously, this is the breakout move that's happening. If you miss this breakout, we'll wait for the retest. Yeah, we really have to zoom in because gold volume and volatility has been so high, where this is already almost 30 pips for a scalper. Gold's volatility has been so high that on the 1 minute chart, you can literally see 1,000 pip range, which is crazy, right? If you were to able to take that breakout, close some partials at 30, potentially 35 pips here, and then leave your runners risk-free for a potential pullback continuation entry. Watch this price sensitivity area we are approaching here, but in my opinion, we should bust below that as well. Yes, Brian, were you able to take a sell here? Anybody take the 2010 sell? No, we just base it on 1 minute breakouts. We don't use the 5 minute time frame here or anything. 1 minute is much faster for scalping, especially when gold volatility is like this. Okay? So now, close some partials, leave it risk-free as we go do some analysis on the other pairs. This was also some analysis that was sent to the private channel ahead of time. Okay, everybody who missed it, don't forget, you guys are scalping a beast that is gold with higher volume and volatility, right? As a scalper, you have to make decisions very fast and very effectively. This was the trade. I told you guys we're about to do a pullback and break below 2010. You know what I mean? It's almost 90 pips already. Leave your runners risk-free, still good to go for these deeper pullback plays. What did I just explain to everybody, right? That a lot of the fundamental tensions are priced in. We have higher probability of pullback plays. No, this is the pullback. This is the, gold pullback sells is this, This is the pullback we're playing. You know what I mean? No, I did not say a lot of different things. I said, hey, sells below 2010. I think you're just mad you didn't catch the trade because you're a retard. You're too slow to adapt to scalping a beast like gold. You wait to follow a streamer. Then you miss the trade and get angry because you're a mental retard. You know what I mean? It's not really my fault. It's just that you're retarded. If you can rewind the stream and easily say, hey guys, 2010 sells. There's a full analysis. Remember, scalping is very short time frames, very small pip ranges, and gold is very, very high volume right now. No, we aren't sensitive. We are desensitized to the markets. That's why a lot of us take advantage of this. There was already an upper wick on this hourly candle. No? It has an upper wick. It has like a very small upper wick on it. Are you talking about this candle close with no wick? The previous hourly, Fraser? I'm not sure what that means. This just it shows me it's still very bearish. Fraser, are you talking about this candle? What this shows me closing bearish below 2010 after grabbing more sell side liquidity is expecting deeper continuation pullbacks. In times of low volume on gold, gold is high volume, Mr. Carlos. I think a lot of you guys are from the market fluidity stream. I don't really see like this candle with no lower wick showing me anything. You know what I mean? This is just a bearish candle close. You can see we came to retest that exact zone we had labeled out on the dot as well. All right, so now that we've called out that gold analysis, that quick pullback sell trade against the current trend, a counter trend trade below 2010, I'm just going to give analysis on the other pairs. Gold right now is still bearish price action unless it corrects back up 2010. We could easily do something like this and come back to revisit these lows again, or break below 2000 and see further sell plays. No, with the capital hungry live streams, we don't wait for personally 15-minute candles or 5-minute candles. We play 1-minute price action, because as you were waiting for a 5-minute candle, the move took place. This is 5 minutes right here. Do you understand? Good question, Mr. Pips. If you were to take the sell below 2010, your stop loss would have to be above this bearish candle that was breaking below the 2010 area here, which is about 15 pips. All right? Yeah, for those of you who are new here, we scalp using the 1-minute time frame because scalpers have to be very fast, take advantage of the volume and volatility, be in and out of the market, and grab those quick jabs. For example, if you guys were waiting for a 5-minute bearish candle close, which was this, and you took a sell, you would literally be caught in this 70 pip pullback. No, there's plenty of time to put a stop loss. If you take sells here, put your stop loss above this candle. You guys are just mentally slow. I might be rude, but I'm just being honest. Maybe if you cannot move this fast, scalping style is not for you, especially when gold volume and volatility is a lot higher, right? Remember, gold is moving 50, hundreds of pips in minutes. If you can't adapt to the volatility of gold, that's your problem, not gold's problem. You're choosing to be a scalp trader. You're choosing to make decisions in a very short period of time. And we even almost got the 2010 retest again as well. For anybody who missed this sell, you can sell below here. Lol doll, true. I may need to be a swinger. My wife's boyfriend agrees. Thank you for making me laugh this morning. That was a nice joke. Yeah, you might. If you guys were waiting for 5-minute candles, then you would have probably been selling after this bearish candle, and you would have missed the 80 pip move. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys are funny. So, okay, now let's zoom out again. Gold's pullback, I could see us getting a bounce from these previous candle body highs where we are almost reacting right now at 2000. I could see us revisit here one more time, but potentially get some bounces from this area if we can identify lower time frame supports. Yes, Z3 as well. Correct. We almost actually had we were pretty close to that retest here. We were just shy the 15 pips, sadly. We almost had the retest there. We were just shy 15 pips. You could also sell below 2000 for 30 pips down to 19. If we have 1-minute breaks below here, you can also sell down to 1997 before potentially seeing a bounce. I would only take buys at 1988 or back above 2020. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that's a good way to scalp. You need confirmations. The confirmations were this, Al Hanouni, but remember, you're a retard, okay? So this is going to be hard for you to understand, okay? Listen closely, Al Hanouni. Your retard mind is going to take multiple times to process this. Remember, markets move in waves, okay? Buyers print highs at all-time highs 2075, okay? You're seeing buyers take profit, stronger bearish sellers price action. The previous hourly candle goes up to 2020, grabs more sell orders and fails to break. We said if we get 1 minute breaks below 2010, we're looking for sells. That's the confirms. All right? Then you come to the 1 minute time frame because gold volume and volatility is very strong. Within 1 minute candles, gold's doing 50 pips, 100 pips. Right? So what we saw happen was on the lower time frame now, we're seeing sellers in play printing lower lows. We had a pullback phase to 2020 that failed to break. We said if we can break below this price sensitivity area, we can see some nice 20, 30, 50 pip scalps to at least revisit those lows. Yeah, everybody in the YouTube audience is a retard to me. 100% correct. My IQ is way higher. I can fully be confidently saying that. 1,000,000%. That's why you're watching me. I'm not watching you. Never forget that. Yeah, it didn't meet your requirements, El Hanouni, because you're a slow idiot. Gold's too much of a fast beast for you to take advantage of it. Right? Please come here and tell me where gold did a rally to. Conveniently, where did gold do a rally to? Tell me where did gold do a rally to? I don't care that you're losing your respect for me because I'm rich and smart and you're watching me, Mr. Retard Babo. You think I care about you respecting me? You're in here chatting, increasing my chat interaction, giving me a view, you dumb motherfucker. You think I care about respect? No, Khaled, I didn't fuck up. As long as you're typing on the keyboard, you guys are giving me interaction. Alright? So remember, everybody, we rejected previous all-time highs. This is the weekly time frame. 2075 all-time highs. We went straight to and rallied, but getting some buyers taking profit from that area. Exactly. So it's not that we're just at a random new high price point, right? Yeah, I make money trading. I make money from Capital Hungry. I make money outside of the online world. Please hate on me. Someone said keep doing roids as well. Oh yeah, I'm also jacked. Thanks for reminding me. I'm also in great shape. Thank you. It's too funny. No, I just felt like being more funny today because people retarded. So what we identified is the rejection from these high points. Buyers taking profit here, potential of a higher probability pullback. All right. We're only jumping back in buys. I'm looking at 1997 and back above 2020. Otherwise, we are taking advantage of the 2010 sells. Yeah, if you guys are getting offended, then relax, yo. Take it easy. Take it easy. If you guys are getting offended by me making jokes, saying retard, funny shit, then maybe trading is not for you. You're probably gonna lose a lot of money and be very emotional. Probably gonna be slapping yourself in the head when you take a loss. All right, let's check out the other pairs, everybody. CPI data tomorrow will be high. Inflation is still gonna be high. Bloomberg? Oh, the terminal I have? Yeah, it's pretty expensive. All right, everybody, let's go check out GBPJPY and do some analysis on the other pairs. Gold, if we break below 2,000, I'd also see some further sell. I'm gonna report you to the social justice police. You guys are killing me, man. You guys are too funny this morning. Trading has nothing to do with using slander. I don't think you've ever been on a trade floor, have you, Lance? Lance. Who the fuck names their kid Lance? It's worse than my name, and I have an Indian name. Lance? I don't think you've ever been on a trading floor in your life, have you? I have. I've been on the Royal Bank trading floor in Toronto. People are swearing all the time at each other. Fucking yelling at each other. It's even worse that you chose that as your username, Lance. Fucking Lance. You medieval knight. I'm just fucking around. Alright. Okay, GBPJPY, everybody. Let's check out GJ. Alright, everybody. Alright, no more roasting. Everybody focus now. Back to the charts. Alright? Everybody, 3, 2, 1, reset. Back to the charts. Let's go. You too, Lance. Alright, so what we're seeing here and what is very normal with how GBPJPY behaves, and what we're also seeing with this intraday bearish market structure, is sellers consistently printing lower lows as market fear has been a lot more evident. But we can identify a support zone with sellers exhausting from 151. I was expecting us to at least pull back to around 152.8, 153 before seeing some further sells in the market. So I would still like some deeper pullbacks before continuing with this overall bearish trend, because on the higher time frames, I see the potential of GJ reaching 149 again. Did anybody get a chance to watch this I uploaded yesterday? If you guys really want to learn about higher time frame analysis, make sure you check this out. It was just uploaded maybe half a day ago. So, with GJ, something we can see and identify on the higher time frame is we have this very strong demand zone at 149. What we can also see is we've never had enough buyer volume and order flow to break above the 158 handle, which is a very strong higher time frame bearish market structure retest point. I expect GJ, after we have a short-term pullback, to start chugging its way back down to the 149 demand zone when we're looking at the higher time frame and when we're looking at the overall market structure, and every time we have come to this demand zone before. Right now, all we are seeing is a similar situation to something like this and something like this, where we're just having a short-term pullback phase, right? It doesn't mean that buyers are back in the market on the higher time frames here. It just means we're having a short-term pullback phase on GJ. I can still personally see this pullback phase extending to revisit previous lows, which is at 153 area. If GJ comes to retest 152.2 and fails to break, I'm actually going to be looking for some short-term buys on GJ, buys above 0.500, to then set up better sells in the next coming days and jump back in with the trend at 153. What I'm pretty much looking to play is a pullback phase here, where the pullback phase can come to 153 before continuing back down. Good question, Mr. West African Sylvester. The headlines you are talking about, mister, have already been priced into the markets. This was one of the major regions. Fucking can't talk. Where's shit myself? I'm going a little bit retarded being around you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't cry. Don't fucking cry, all right? Those headlines you're talking about, West African Sylvester, have already been priced in regarding the sanctions and changes with the exports and raw materials. That was one of the main reasons gold pushed bullish to 2075 yesterday. Right? So good question. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about the markets, I'll answer them in full detail. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. If you guys want to send charts, if you guys want to ask questions, sure. Mind of Ezekiel? Yes, 100%, you're getting it. I like to look at the intraday charts to see if we're getting any exhaustion, then zoom in on the lower time frame to jump in and execute for some scalps. 100% you're on the money. Mr. NMNM. Last time gold hit all-time high, it stayed above 2,000 for roughly 2 weeks. Do you expect it to stay above 2,000 for the same time? No, I do not, because the situation is different this time. You know what I mean? We have a different situation this time. So gold could easily dip a little bit lower, do a correction. I do see it. Having that correction, but I'm not sure if it's going to last 2 weeks. That's not really up to us. Also, a good pointer for you is don't focus your time and energy on things out of your control. If gold stays below 2,000 for a week or a day or 2 weeks, that's really out of your control. You know what I mean? You have to focus all your time and energy on what is in your control. For example, when you trade, what you trade, how you trade, why you're trading, the times you choose to trade, the pair you trade, your rules, your risk management, all of that, your analysis, all of that is in your control. Focus all your time and energy in the aspects of the market that are under your control, because the majority of retail traders, that 90% are losing, they focus their time and energy on the factors that are out of their control. They'll be saying, I hope this happens, I hope that happens. They'll be saying, oh man, why are we ranging? Why are we consolidating? Why aren't we pushing up? Why aren't we going down? They'll be constantly fighting the market, you know? Yeah. The sells played out. Okay, GJ. Let's start watching GJ. I'm going to start watching to see if we can get a support created at 0.200 here. And a potential scalp buy bounce for 10, 15, 20 pips. All right? So GJ, I am expecting some pullback structure. We're starting to form some nicer lower time frame structure here as well that I'd love to play. I'm going to be looking at 0.200 or 152 for some retest scalp buys. Sure, Kareem, no problem at all. Let me copy your link. If anybody wants me to look at your charts, just send a link like Kareem did. Oh, that's you. Bro, you got a different name in every fucking chat. US 30. Okay. What time frame are we on here? Never mind. This is different. This is different. This is different. Sorry, everybody. I just got confused for a second. Even I'm going retarded. Everybody's going retarded. Yeah, gold further sells if we break 2,000. You're probably gonna run the 30 pip play, almost 40 pips down to 97 if we break these lows. So just watch that, possibly on the new 30-minute candle. It's not breaking yet. What chart is this? 8-hour time frame? What time frame is this? 8 hour or 1 hour? I've never seen an 8-hour chart in my life till today. But I do agree. I'm still looking to primarily play the same strength with potential to revisit these lows, especially if you don't clear above these price sensitivity areas. So potential to come drive down to here. Yes, I do still need a video editor. This is Euro USD. Yeah, Euro USD 1.0985. I'm going to be looking for retest buys here. 1.0985. around this previous 1 minute high in key level, I'm going to be looking for buys here. Yeah, so far we took some sells on gold. Just some pullback corrective sells. There's the GJ 0.200 tap so far. Okay, there you guys go. Do you see what I was talking about here? You can't tell me now, oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it. Come on now. I just said we're about to break lower, do another 30 pips to 97. Please don't tell me you fucking fucked up there too. Alright, please don't tell me you fucked up there too. Come on now, tell me you got that continuation. Alright, now don't cry this time. If you missed 2010, you guys cried. But if you got the 2000 sell, 2001 sell below this 1 minute low, that should have been easy sell scalp money. 50 pips. Remember, gold volatility is high right now. 50 pips. Secure your scalp trade. This is 60 pips now. Dumping. Following our exact analysis. Late alert. Dumping. 100 pips. Don't you fucking dare say shit to me. Don't you fucking dare come say shit to me. Don't tell me you missed this one now. Right? Good question. Your stops would have to be above this bearish candle here. Right? Your stops would have to be this bearish candle, above this bearish candle. Just like your stops would have to be above this bearish candle there. Right? Yeah. Don't be... Okay, now everybody, don't be fucking greedy now. Remember, we are manual retail traders. You're going to get emotions coming into play. Don't be greedy. Hopefully you guys secured. You caught your pips. That's it for gold. That's it for gold. All right? Even if you're closing right now at this price, it's still 50 pips, 40 pips. That's it. Don't be greedy motherfuckers. Don't be a hyena. All right, everybody? So we're still going to be looking at our other pairs, doing some analysis. But if you took... Put a 1 in the chat if you took 2010 sell, or if you took the 2000 sell. Put a 1 in the chat. If you took those trades, no more trades for you today. If you took those trades, no more trades for you. Don't be greedy. Come back another day. Remember, this is a scalping session. All right, everybody? So don't be greedy. Now we're just going to check out the other pairs, do some analysis. I can answer questions. I can answer questions and comments if you wish. Anybody who put a 1 in the chat, don't be greedy. Anybody who put a 0, you fucking suck. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't cry. Please don't cry. Please do not cry. Wipe that one tear. That tear. No. Don't let that tear come out. Don't let that tear come out. Hold it back in. Be a man. Okay, good. Okay, everybody's good. That's it. Now we're done with gold for today. Gold had an 80 pip sell from 2010 to this medium zone we marked out. It even did a minor pullback before continuing down. If you held the full trade, that's almost 200 pips on gold there. Then 30 right here. Then we also called breaking below these 1 minute low sells and the 2001 2000 sells. That also ran 100 pips with the gold volatility right now. Right? Gold volume and volatility is extremely strong. As a scalper, you gotta... You know what I mean? You gotta adapt to the volume and volatility. You can't let it destroy you. I told you guys, secure your profits. Don't get caught in these pullbacks. All right? Mr. Rohit, great question. Oh, sorry. Let me answer some of your questions. West African Sylvester, what's the fundamental reason gold is going bearish today? Number one, this. Russia tensions have been priced in for the most part. When tensions get priced in, when you have these new highs printed by buyers, you're going to have a pullback phase occur, right? We're playing a pullback phase. That's what we are adapting to. That's what we are adjusting to. Okay, next question. Mr. Jeff Zaragoza. Hey, Jeev, are you always doing live scalping in CH community? Yes, 5 days a week. Even after I'm done this YouTube stream, we're going to do a Zoom session in the private chat. But probably not, because the majority of the private chat probably caught these sells. Right? Look at these guys. Sells, 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 sells. Nice one, guys. Good job. Good job, good job. Good job with the sell. Buys earlier. Good job, guys. Good job. Naeem, good job. Good trade management with the previous loss here. And then great execution here. 100 pips, 0.5, $500. Great job, Naeem. Great job, great job. If you guys want to send me your profit to show off, you can message me on Telegram. I'll give you a shout out right now. I'll say good job to you on stream. I set my little Telegram there. Oh, man. Almost choked on my own confidence. Sorry, I missed some of your questions. Sorry, Johnny. What time frame do you draw your key levels? No, I'm not actually rude in the private chat. I'm actually really nice in the private chat. to some extent. What time frame do you draw your key levels on? Monthly, quarterly, yearly. Job openings will probably help gold continue a bit lower. Holy shit, bro. What are you doing? Who is this? Demo? What is this, my friend? Oh, this is a demo account. This is... Yeah, hopefully you don't bring this to your live account. That's crazy. Arseny, you send me a message on Telegram if you don't mind, please. If gold don't drop, I'm fucked. No, we don't roast as much in the private chat. We just stick to business. Mr. BLK, great job. Live shout out to Mr. BLK. My Freedom FX, $700 made. Great job. Kitschy, I can still see everything here, but great job. You're like, I don't know why you did this little scribble. We can see all the numbers. It's not hard to see what's going on here, but great job. Shout out, we did. I shouted you out. Menzi. Great job. Oh, you're still in from way early. Great hold here. Wow, amazing hold. Jay, great job, everybody. Great job. Great job with the magic keys. Shout out to magic keys. Shout out to the magic keys. Shout out to Raja's magic keys. GJ still reacting to 0.200 here. If we fail to break, I can still see the potential buy bounce, but I need to wait now to see if we get some nice bullish closures above these previous lows here. We're just bouncing around right now. Sure, I can shout you out as well. Great job, Mr. Peter Parker. Gold Sal, nice job taking advantage of the gold Sal. Sure. As all war tensions are priced in, will gold now play impulsive sells and slower bullish pullbacks? Or it will happen as it breaks the bull market structure? Atif hates Atif. This guy Atif here is literally 10 out of 11 after joining Capital Hungry, but he likes to make me look bad. Atif doesn't want to see me shining, even though he's in Capital Hungry, loving it. All right, everybody. I'm gonna zoom out and tell you guys what I think about gold again on the higher time frames here. Okay. Yes, Lance. Lance is correct. Lance is my boy nowadays. Lance is my boy, and Lance is correct. Sorry for making fun of you before, Lance, because now you just said something smart, and I am proud of you now. Lance is my man. Yeah, gold can still easily come to these previous highs like 1960s, 1970s, this same liquidity grab area, and still be very bullish on the higher time frames. If we stay below these highs, then I can expect much deeper pullback potential, but that's what I'm going to be watching now as a make or break area. Yeah, yes, also Ahmed, yes, I agree. I agree with what Lance said. I agree with what Ahmed said, but we have to be cautious now, everybody. Those sells we took below 2010 played great. Those 2000 sells played great, but we have to watch where we are reacting now. We are reacting right now at these previous high points, okay? So we might even get buyers starting to jump back in from here. We did have a pretty significant upside move, a pretty significant pullback. If we come back above 2000, everybody, I'll be jumping back in a buy bias. If we break back above here, I would jump back in buys. Otherwise, sellers are still in control, and we can still continue a lot lower. Okay? Peter, funny how I joined the live and I see things pointed out that I wanted you to ask questions about. That's great, Peter. I'm glad I can help you out, my friend. I appreciate that. Lance, now you fucked up. It's a buy limit, man, not a buy stop. If its price is going to come down there. Come on, man. I'm just kidding around. Yeah, GJ's digging deeper. We still got to do our other analysis here as well. GU, I was going to see if we can get any pullback buys from 1.31. GJ, I was watching 0.200, but we didn't have good price action confirms after this first initial 10 pip bounce. It's looking like we're going to do a deeper pullback to retest this lower time frame structure that's forming here. GBP USD, same idea as GJ. We're starting to see some stronger lower time frame structure forming here. And I'm going to see if we can get a bounce off 1.313. Dollar still a bit bearish, doing its pullback. Euro USD, same idea. I'm going to be waiting for a pullback to 1.0985. What pair did I not do analysis on yet? What did I miss out? US 30? Let's go check out US 30. Huh? Was I ever a retard? Yes. I was the biggest retard ever, but now I'm not. You know why? Because I chose not to be a retard anymore, and I chose to go study. But back in the day, I was a huge retard. Biggest retard out of anybody in the chat. 100%. It's not a big deal. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to understand, the human the human brain is going to start from a retarded level. The human brain doesn't start with genius. It starts retarded, right? So you have to add in the information into your brain to not make it retarded anymore. So yeah, I was born a retard. I was a retard for a long time. But then, depending what you focus your time and energy on, you cannot be a retard anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if anybody here got called a retard and got offended, you can change your ways. All right, everybody. So what we can see here on the equity markets on US 30 is that we're having clear-cut exhaustion at previous lows, 32,400. Yeah, Spartan, I 100% agree with you. That's exactly how I was retarded, 100%. You have to be more self-aware and self-critical of yourself. I have no problem saying I used to be a retard. I have no problem saying I used to face drug addictions in my early 20s. I have no problem sharing my trials, tribulations, problems, losses, downside. I went through a heavy cocaine addiction in my early 20s. I had a long-term weed addiction for years. I was a huge dumbass retard who never used to put effort into anything. I never used to work out. I never used to give a fuck. You know what I mean? But then I decided to change my ways over the last 5 years. And now I'm not a retard anymore. Now I'm a smart, strong man. You know what I mean? Yeah, cocaine is one hell of a drug. Yeah. Right now I'm 28. I was probably going through that addiction when I was 20 years old, in my early 20s, during my college days. Yeah, now I'm an old man. Well, like not an old man, but I'm 28 years old. All right, anyways, everybody. So yeah, if I call you a retard, just know I call myself a retard way more often. So don't cry about it. It's not a big deal. Exactly. I'm just trying to give hope to everybody. Anybody can do what I'm doing. Anybody. You thought I was 38? Relax, bro. Relax. So what we can see here on the US equity markets, let me break this down. No, I don't really do any drugs anymore. Honestly, everybody, if I could go back in time and never touch alcohol, never touch weed, never touch any drug, I would honestly do that. You know? But you can't obviously go back in time. But you can change what's going on right now. No, I quit smoking weed. I quit smoking weed. I swear. I promise you guys. Last time I took it down, then I was only doing it on the weekend, and then I stopped after a while. You know why I quit smoking weed? It's not that. No, for months now. It's not that. It's ever since I made this breakdown. Where'd I do it? I did a webinar on it. You know why I quit smoking weed? I wasn't even getting high anymore. I was just smoking to smoke because of habit. My tolerance was so high that it was really doing nothing to me. It was just giving me anxiety. So I just quit. You know what I mean? I wasn't even getting high anymore. I went from flour to concentrates, was not getting high anymore. So I just quit. Will I go back to weed? Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I'm just taking a break. All right, anyways, everybody, let's get back to the charts here. Everybody's asking about my life now. Everybody's asking about my life a bit too much now. So with US 30, I'm expecting that if US 30 can break above this minor bearish corrective structure, that we can see some potential upside. Let me move this alert. Back up to revisit 34K again. Remember, the equity markets are exhausting out. in terms of the sellers, and buyers are grabbing the dip. Every time we have significant lows printed or a previous low revisited, we do have these very, very aggressive pullback plays. We do have these very aggressive pullback plays as sellers take profit out of the market and buyers come in and grab that stock market dip. So now let's zoom in more to the price action here. If we can break above 33,200, especially at NYSE, I would be looking for some US 30 buys up to 33,500. All right, everybody? We can see in terms of market sentiment, US dollar is still softer, doing that bearish pullback, which is good for us. Let me check out the other things. Japanese yen is still relatively bearish. The volatility index is soft. And over our European session, we saw the German stock market have a pretty aggressive buy bounce. We saw the UK stock market have a pretty aggressive buy bounce. And we're also seeing a double bottom being created here on the equity markets, and just a lot of the fear tensions being priced in the short term. Okay, so on US 30, everybody, I would be looking for buys above 33,200. Mr. Gerald, I personally think that this pullback on gold we're seeing on the higher time frame is setting up for better buys tomorrow with higher inflation. Yeah, I didn't want to tell you guys that secret, but I'll tell you guys a secret right now. Or no, yeah, we have CPI data tomorrow, US CPI data, which is Consumer Price Index, aka inflation figures. Right? Raja knows fundamentals. He just doesn't tell it to the gulag because he doesn't want to waste his breath. Raja knows a great amount about interest rates, market fear, fear or uncertainty and doubt, the impact on the charts, the data. Raja knows about it. He's a smart guy. He just doesn't bother telling the gulag. I promise you that. I promise you, me and Raja and Ted, we talk every single day. These guys know about fundamentals. Raja does. He just doesn't tell the gulag about it. When Raja's playing gold buys, he's playing it because of the war tensions. He'll tell you that himself. He says, oh, Russia war tensions, bullish price action, buy gold. That's fundamentals, right? But he just doesn't bother wasting his breath going into detail with the gulag because the gulag is the gulag. You know what I mean? So you have to know that. Raja's very smart. Raja's a smart guy. He just doesn't show it. He just doesn't show it to the gulag because the gulag is the gulag. This guy knows very well about interest rates, about pricing, about fundamentals, market fear, the impact. Raja's traded Brexit. He's traded the trade war. He's traded the Iran war tensions. He knows exactly what he's doing. He just avoids and doesn't answer like the dumb questions. All right, anyways, everybody, what I was talking about is, for those of you who don't know, tomorrow is the U.S. consumer inflation data. U.S. inflation is still going to be very high, which is a bullish factor for gold. Gold, most likely this pullback is just taking place to set up better buy orders for higher inflation tomorrow to have us chugging back up with the overall bullish trend. I answer dumb questions because it's funny. I get to roast them. I get to help people. It's entertaining. It provides content. Mainly because it's funny too. All right. So in my opinion, this gold pullback is really setting up for better buys to come. Better buys to come for CPI tomorrow. I think inflation is still going to be very high. The expectations are it's high. Yeah. No, we had plenty. We had these sells on gold. We had these sells on gold. You even have the 1997 key level retest on gold. Mr. Targus, I'm sorry, I do not know what you mean. Yeah, Jeeves' Cheevan's most used line. You know what I mean? I think you're right. You know what I mean? Well, do you know what I mean though? Yes or no? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I did. Yeah, we did US 30. No, Martinez, I don't overtrade like a retard like yourself. Keep stream hopping, retard. You know what I mean? I take a nice one and get out. I grab my piece and get out. I'm not greedy. I'm not a retard like you. Okay, there's GJ after doing that deeper pullback to the order block. Bullish closures above 0.200, and there's that GJ bounce we've been waiting for. Beautiful. There, I wasn't paying attention to GJ. There is that point. There was that GJ 0.200 buys. It dug 5 pips lower, but quickly snapped back above. Shit, GU was just off from our buy zone of 5 pips. So GU we just missed. We wanted to buy GU at 1.313. Euro USD revisited the previous 1 minute high. Yeah, gold's going for that pullback melt, just like I told you guys it would do. Oh, beautiful catch, bro. Beautiful catch. Beautiful catch. Beautiful catch. Beautiful catch on GJ. Fuck off spray. What is this? Buy, sell, buy, sell. Oh, you recover it? Oh, okay, true. You're that retard who messaged me what made gold so bullish, and I was like, bro, please leave me alone. Oh man. Great job, Darren. Great job catching the GJ buys. Great job. Nice 17, 18 pips on the GJ buys. Gold's going for a straight meltdown. 2010 sell, if you held runners, is almost 230 pips. Lance, the federal fund rate of 25 basis points is already priced in. Most likely, if they only do a 25 basis point hike, the gold is still going to push up. We would need the Feds to do a surprise rate hike of 50 basis points or higher to see the gold sell off. Don't forget, Lance, that the Feds have been telling us about the 25 basis point hike for like 6 months now. And investors move on the rumors ahead of the curve. So a lot of those hawkish comments by the Feds about 25 basis point hike and so forth, a lot of that's been priced in and very well expected. You know what I mean? So then it's one of those things which, like that Wall Street saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. Where in this case, people were selling the rumor at the time and gold is dropping, and most likely they're going to buy the actual news release, because if the Feds don't raise interest rates more than 25 basis points, then that information's already been priced in and well known for months. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So yes, I agree with you. For us to drop, we would need more than 25 basis point hike. Otherwise, like, the market's already been adjusted to that. How old was I when I started to change? Peter, are you talking about when I was addicted to drugs, or are you talking about during my trading career? Oh, I was probably about 22, 22, 23-ish. I don't remember the exact age. How old was I when I changed my gender? Great job, guys. Great job. I never changed my gender. You guys kill me, man. You guys are too funny. It looks like gold's coming all the way down to 1972 still. I don't look like someone who is addicted to drugs? Yeah, because not anymore, obviously. Sure, Mr. Vin. No problem. Let me check out your chart. If anybody else wants to send charts, I have no problem checking it out. What is this? Okay, gold spot. Break of zone, sell. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know what all these, I don't know what this rainbow is, but like the sells look good. We took the sells. Nice sell you took, my friend. Oh, is this a Fibonacci? Very nice rainbow array. I thought it was like your LGBTQ support. You just want to show support on your chart. Gender indicator. Otherwise, great analysis, my friend. Break below a zone for sells. Nice bearish price action. Nice continuation moves. Very great support for the LGBTQ community. Everybody, let's do some fresh analysis across the board on the 4-hour charts, just because we have the 4-hour candle closing. So, in my opinion, as long as gold stays below this order block here, there's a high probability of us driving down to these previous lows again of the 1960s. It might not happen today, but over the next period of sessions, I think we can drop to this area, then tomorrow see a buyer bounce with higher US inflation data. With GBPJPY, we had our nice bounce after the 0.200 retest. I do see GJ still short-term bullish to make our way up to revisit these previous lows before we start dropping for some more sells again. So I do still see some short-term buys on GBPJPY. Previous 4-hour close nice bullish engulfing. This 4-hour grabs some liquidity here. Still closing bullish, printing a 1-minute high. We still have the Japanese yen bearish individually. Dollar still bearish short term as we expected those pullbacks. We still have equity markets having a bit of a cat bounce. So I can still see some short-term upside on GU to revisit 1.2100. On GJ, I still see some short-term upside to potentially revisit 153. On Euro USD, I still see some upside for us to come all the way up to 1.04 before seeing any potential sells. As we were today playing pullbacks, counter trend trading as scalpers and day traders. Also, don't forget, everybody, I know I was calling people retards and making jokes and saying some random shit like that at later in the webinar, but if you guys re-watch this webinar, I gave you full fundamental and technical analysis at the start without calling anybody a retard. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, do you guys know the definition of retard? Anybody here know the definition of retard? Definition of retard. Delay or holdback of your own progress or development. So, hey, Think about it. How many people are really doing this to themselves? How many people are holding themselves back in terms of progress, development, or accomplishment? How many people are their own worst enemies? How many people are setting themselves back from accomplishing things, delaying themselves, holding themselves back? Yeah, man. So I was a retard at one point. Maybe you're a retard right now. It's just the definition. Maybe you guys go by the social media. I go by the Oxford Dictionary definition. So if in any way you primarily make your decisions based on emotions, you don't study the markets, you don't backtest, you don't have a trading plan, you don't follow any analysis or pre-planned trade ideas, you don't do any chart hours, well then that means this is you. Right? That means you are holding back your own progress, your own development, and your own accomplishment. That is a retard. Retard. Yeah, man. It's just the definition of the word. I just have great English. Maybe you guys' English isn't as good as mine. You fucking fobs, you fresh off the boats. Me, I'm a Canadian man. I'm a brown Canadian man with great English. Maybe you guys are still fresh off the boats. Like Raja. Raja's fresh off the boat. Alright, everybody. So this is the new 4-hour candle period. It's still a retard. Retard's still a retard. Definition's right there. You fighting that means you're a retard. You arguing that means you're a retard. Alright, everybody. I gotta go do a Zoom session with the private channel. Thanks for attending. We had some nice GJ buys off of 0.200 we called ahead of time. We had some nice gold sells we called ahead of time from 2010. 2010, 2000, 1997, and so forth. Please make sure you guys check out all the capital hungry trading content, live streams, higher time frame analysis, 1-minute breakdowns, educational webinars, tons and tons of information that'll stop you from being a retard. It'll make you smart. It'll make you confident. Right? I divided some playlists for people because there's like so many webinars. So you have all these playlists. You have live trading streams you can watch, live market updates, educational webinars, self-development webinars, individual market analysis, and 1-minute breakdowns. You have the Capital Hungry News Twitter, which has posted over 3,000. Man, I'm so stupid. Which has posted over 30,000 news headlines, right? So make sure you follow this. Forex Factory sources from us. A lot of websites sourced from us. You have the Capital Hungry free Telegram analysis channel as well, right? I'll see all of you later in this week. I'll probably upload some more webinars for you guys on YouTube. And thank you for attending. Don't take anything I said so personally. Don't be so emotional. Don't be such a little baby. You know what I mean? Most likely, if you took what I said very personally and got offended, most likely the markets aren't for you. I'm not trying to be rude, but most likely the markets are not for you. All right? Everybody have a great day. Take care. Trade smart. Rewatch this webinar for tons of information shared. And I'll see you all next time, everybody. Take care.